This year, the kids have just gone back to school and I have a couple of mornings free to myself. This is something I don't want to waste. Normally, I end up scrolling or just kind of doing housework, but I actually want to make the most of it. So, the way I'm going to challenge myself this year is to do things that I've always wanted to do, that maybe I said I can't do, and this is going to be my journey on that. I'm going to start the series with fermenting, and I'm going to start with kombucha. So this is how it goes for me, and this is what I'm going to do. This is what we're going to need to be able to do it. We've got some sugar, some normal tea. This is called a SCOBY. It looks a bit weird. It's just a bunch of bacteria that's going to help ferment it. You can just use raw kombucha as a starter as well. We'll start with a litre of water, a container to put it in. I got one with a tap, so it's easily accessible, and then a pan to boil everything up. So into our pot, we're going to add 6 tea bags. Apparently, can go up to 8. We're then going to fill this up with a litre of water, and then we're going to add 1 cup of sugar or 250 grams.
Then bring it all to a boil. Make sure when you bring it to a boil that you don't keep it at a rolling boil, as it can make the tea taste bad. As soon as it starts to bubble like this, just slide it to the side and then leave it to steep for a few minutes.
Next step is to add the tea into the jar. I should have added the sugar first, but we can add that now. That's not a big problem. I'm going to add about 250 grams, about a quarter of this. And then we just get a nice long spoon and give it a stir, just to dissolve all the sugar.
Next, we're going to add cold water to the top to make it cool down so that it's not going to kill the SCOBY once we put it in. It should look nice and dark like this. It will lighten as it starts to ferment.
So essentially what we've got is a cooled down sweet tea. You need to make sure that it's room temperature. So I just put my little finger in, clean hand, it's nice and cool. And once it's ready, when nice and cool, what we can do is add our SCOBY. This is the SCOBY I put in a jar. It smells just like kombucha. It's got that slightly alcoholic sharpness to it, but it smells really good. And then what we need to do is pop this into here with just a bit of liquid. So apparently this can float, it can sink, it can go sideways. All of these things are normal. Mine's just floating up at the top. So I've got this little nook in the kitchen, so I'm going to pop it in a dark, cool place for it to ferment over the next week or two.
It's super important to make sure that you have lots of oxygen and free air to stop mold growing. So something like a cloth or a tea towel over top with a rubber band is perfect. So this is a week on. As we can see, we've got a SCOBY of its own forming on top. It's kind of a sweet, almost vinegary smell. So what I'm going to do today is just give it a little taste test and see if it's ready to bottle up. So here it is. It looks nice and clear. So here's the taste test. It's like a slightly sweet tea, but kind of like with a little bit of funkiness. I think it maybe needs just a little bit longer to develop it more than just the tea flavour. So taste test number 2. This is 2 days on. Colour looks good. Smells good. That's better. It's got that like slight tang to it. It's started to get a little bit of a fizz too as well. So let's bottle 1 bottle and go from there. So I've got these bottles I just bought online. They come with the lids. They're pressure safe for fermenting. So if you are doing it, just make sure it's the pressure safe, because I've done a bit of fermenting in the past. I made some wine which exploded even though they were pressure safe. So you need to just be a little bit careful with this. I'm just going to be filling this up all the way up. I think you leave it on the side for a day and then you pop it in the fridge to cool. And make sure you leave a nice bit at the top for the pressure to build. And I'm just going to leave this up here next to it for a few days. You can see the SCOBY's gone down. We've used, this is a 3 litre, these are a litre, so you should get another 2 out of this. And let's see how it goes. So it's been fermented for just over 2 days. I've chilled it and now it's time to give it a go. I let this one go on for another couple of days and then I've just filled that up. So we'll try and see how far I like it and just give it a different taste on different lengths of fermentation. But yeah, this will be my feedback. So it's only just a very light fizz there. So I think it might need a little bit longer, but I'll give it a little taste test. Tastes nice, just needs to be fizzier. So I think I need to leave it for another couple of days to fizz up. Nice. I'm just going to add just a half teaspoon of sugar just to help the fermentation process. So I've added some more sugar to this because it doesn't seem to be carbonating. I'm still going to drink it, it tastes great, but I'm going to try and get this one to carbonate up a bit more. So both of the kombuchas didn't fizz up, so I've done something wrong in the second fermentation, either not added enough sugar or I need to do some fruit juice. So I've just made myself a second lot of kombucha and I'm going to try again and get some fizzy kombucha. So this is how the SCOBY is looking. It's looking pretty good, I think. You can see from the side. Everything's looking healthy, which is good. No mold or anything. So hopefully the second batch will go even better this time. So that's it, all topped up. We'll put the cloth back on top and then we should have a batch of kombucha to try. So we're a week into the second bulk fermentation and this time I just tasted it. The sourness has really started to kick through a lot better this time and it's also got a bit of a fizz just in this. So hopefully we should get a bit more going on and it's just woken up a bit more and yeah, we're gonna bottle up and see how it goes. So I've yet to be able to make this actually work. So I'm gonna try yet again. The last two batches, I didn't film them because I just didn't add anything. So I'm gonna be adding another one and I'm gonna see if this one works. The interesting thing is it does bubble, you can see the fizz in it. So there's definitely fizz when we are bottling it. Just once it goes into the bottle, it doesn't then seem to maintain that fizz. I'm going to try and add some of my gingerbug and see if that makes a difference. I'm going to check in a couple of days and see if this one works. This is generally looking good though. So this is after a couple of days and when we give it a pop, you can see the bubbles already at the top, but straight away we have bubbles coming out. So I'm just burped it to see if it goes and you can really see the bubbles coming up through. So I'm going to give it a couple of hours just to recarbonate and then it'll go in the fridge to cool before trying. Much better. Got a bit of a fizz, that one. So finally got there, but we'll keep working on it. For my first attempt for kombucha, I think I've done it. I think I can do it. I think it's just fine tuning now, trying to get the most out of the fizz. I think it's going to be exploring adding fruit. I think that's going to be and seems to be the most effective way. The gingerbread worked well, but I think we just need that a little bit more. So I'm going to keep trying and just see how it goes. If you want to follow along, subscribe and we'll find out what my next thing is as I go and work it out.